All right, so you saw the announcement after UFC 300, Dana White speaking to the press, and he announced a long-awaited return, of course, of Conor McGregor coming back to the octagon. Over 3 years away after he snapped his leg against Dustin Poirier, the man's coming back in the long-awaited fight. Certainly if your name is Michael Chandler.
June 29th, Conor versus Chandler. Woo! 5 rounds, 170 pounds.
After they filmed The Ultimate Fighter, which feels like an absolute lifetime ago. But good things come to those who wait. Iron Mike Chandler gets the shot. He's going up against Conor McGregor. And if you speak to Iron Mike Chandler, the man's brimming with confidence. He feels that Conor McGregor is not going to be anywhere near the same version of himself. And listen, he might have a point. But first of all, let's have a listen to the man to see what he had to say.
What I need to work on for this fight is continue to be the best version of myself, maybe a little bit more tactical, realizing that I've earned this, realize that I am the better fighter.
Doesn't matter if you've earned it or not. And he has earned it. And he's waited patiently, like a good little boy, like McGregor said he would do. He did as he was told.
You'll do what you're told. I'm going to pin you. This is my game.
But it doesn't matter if you deserve it or not. Can you win a fight?
I am the tougher fighter and I'm the guy who deserves it more.
Again, it doesn't matter if you deserve it. Love you, Mike. I'm not talking shit. Doesn't matter if you deserve it more. And this man is a clean-cut individual. He's as wholesome as they come. But again, that doesn't matter in the fight game.
Be getting in his face, putting him up against the cage, picking him up, putting him down, wilting his spirit a little bit more.
Yep, that will be good. Push him up against the face, pick him up, put him down, wilt his spirit. That's a very good idea. If you're fighting Conor McGregor, he's all about that left hand. He's got knockout power, right? We cannot forget that. Yes, he's had 3 years away from the sport, but the power's the last thing to go. Let's listen to some more.
Taking the wind out of the sails a little bit more. I don't need to be getting into a firefight.
That's a good point. He said, I don't need to be getting into a firefight with a guy that's got a bigger weapon than me.
Who has got a bigger rifle than me, right? I think I hit harder than he does.
Whoa. He just said, I don't need to get into a fight with a guy that's got a bigger rifle than me. And then he goes on to say, I think I hit harder. Okay, so which is it? You cannot be drunk on your own ego. Michael Chandler is an entertainer, okay? Whether it's in the ring, whether it's in the post-fight interviews, the fights themselves, the man is a born entertainer.
Conor McGregor, get your candy ass back to the octagon!
This man should be out there in the WWE, the UFC, whichever promotion he chooses. The man is explosive. Every single time he fights, he's phenomenal. Win or lose, he shows up against Justin Gaethje, against Dustin Poirier. 2 of the best fights the UFC has ever put on, right? So I can't wait for this fight. But he has to respect what McGregor's going to do and the threat that's coming back at him. Hold on.
Say his time out of the cage has lent itself to his timing not being what it used to be, his movement not being what it used to be, his reflexes not being what they used to be.
That's correct, though. 3 years away, it will affect timing. It will affect speed. It will affect reflexes. Okay, it will affect the general, natural feeling that you have in the octagon. 3 years is a long time. I think my longest stint was with my eye about a year away from the octagon. And when I came back, I lost. I was a little bit rusty. I rushed back to the octagon far too quickly. I didn't take the time to kind of navigate the waters, to get used to fighting with one eye. It's not about me. It's about this guy, Michael Chandler versus Conor McGregor. 3 years, I do think a few things will be off.
Cage now it'll be 3 years by the time we fight. So I'm just gonna, from the first exchange, hit him with big punches, make him second guess himself, keep my hands up a little bit more than I have in the past, pick him up, put him down if I want to, choke him if I want to, go out there and get the finish and just absolutely outclass and dominate him because I've deserved this and I've earned this.
Absolutely outclass him from start to finish. Go right at him, hit him with big shots straight away. And listen, I don't doubt for 1 second that that's what Michael Chandler's going to do. As I said, look at the fight with Dustin Poirier. Went immediately at him, right? And just threw a succession of powerful, big, strong right hands, one after the other, okay? And he ultimately ended up losing that fight. But it was a tremendous fight, okay? If there could be a moral victory, he certainly got one because he showed up. And that's part of the reason why this fight is taking place, because they know Michael Chandler's going to go out there and he's going to make it a war, okay? Listen, an easy path for Michael Chandler, an easy path to victory is to use the wrestling. The man can wrestle at an extremely high level. It's not quite to the point of a Justin Gaethje, where Gaethje just refuses to wrestle because he loves to knock people out, and we love him for it. Michael Chandler will wrestle a little bit more than Justin Gaethje anyway. So that kind of leans towards McGregor. The longer the fight is on the feet, certainly in the first round, McGregor is going to be dangerous. But the real question is, will McGregor be the same after 3 years away from the sport. The sport moves on. It's always progressing and evolving. There's always new techniques and things like that. But I don't think any of that stuff is going to be the real issue. The issue for McGregor is, number one, the man's getting older. Simple as that. He's getting older, okay? He's slowing down. He's not as hungry. He's coming back off a horrific leg injury, okay? The bottom of the leg snapped when he fought Dustin Poirier. And let's remember as well, I think he's lost 3 out of his last 4, okay? So mentally, the confidence starts to die on you as well. Listen, he still believes in himself. I'm sure he's still going to go at him. I'm sure he's still going to train like he believes that he can win this fight. And granted, 3 out of those 4 losses, well, the 3 out of 4 fights that he lost, Khabib Nurmagomedov, then he beats Donald Cerrone, and then he loses twice in a row to Dustin Poirier. So absolutely no shame in losing to those fights. And he gave Khabib a really good run, or he made it competitive. He made Khabib work, okay? Khabib didn't just run right through him. Yes, he dominated and got the finish, but he had to work, okay? 100%. And Dustin Poirier, he was looking good early in the second fight. Anyway, in the second fight, he was looking really good until the knockout came in round 2. And then in the third fight, Dustin Poirier just put it on him. He was all over him. And we know how that finished.
Your wife is in me DM.
But he wasn't on track to win that fight anyway. The real question is, it's the old adage of silk sheets, okay? Is McGregor going to be the same guy? Does he still want it? This is why I haven't done this video before now, because it was announced almost about 10 days ago now, right? We all know, you sleep in the silk sheets, and are you still as hungry and all the rest of it? The reality is, we just don't know. 3 years away from the sport, almost 3 years away from the gym. Yes, he was lifting weights and probably trying to stay healthy, but it's not the same as being in the fight gym. It's not the same as sparring, rolling jiu-jitsu, wrestling at a high level. So is McGregor going to be the same? We don't know. Is he going to have lasting effects from the leg break? Look at Chris Weidman. I hate to bring it up, but he was never the same. They say that Anderson Silva was never the same. He gave me a good fight, that's for sure. But that's what they say. They say the fighters that come back after breaking those legs, okay, and it is a terrible injury, they're not the same. And those people that weren't the same, they don't have the kind of wealth that Conor McGregor has. They had a need to still compete. McGregor doesn't need to do this. Far from it. He could retire right now and never work another day in his life. He'd be bored out of his mind, but he could, if he wanted to, go sit on his Lamborghini yacht for the rest of his life, okay? Nobody wants to do that. We want to stay active. We want to stay busy. We need something to work towards. We need a mission. We need a goal in life. We need something to get out of bed for. And this is what McGregor gets out of bed for. This is what he loves to do. And I've said this a million times. That's why I respect him. He doesn't need to do this. He wants to be the champion. He wants to feel that rush of adrenaline for fighting. And he wants, hopefully, to become champion of the world. Or maybe rematch Max Holloway for the BMF title, right? There's a lot of options available to Conor McGregor if he can get the job done. And if Michael Chandler wins this, then guess what? He has got a lot of options as well. And he will insert himself back into the discussions for a 155-pound title shot. So that's the main event for International Fight Week. And as we know, they're going to stack that card from top to bottom. Former champion Jamal Hill, he's back in action already. Fast turnaround, taking on the very dangerous Khalil Rountree Jr. But as I say, top to bottom, the card will be stacked. And if you want to go, tickets just got released. And I'll tell you what, this isn't on the resale market, but from an official source, you can buy tickets for as low as $200, right? That's amazing. It really is. And if you want to be on the floor, if you want to be a big shot, they go as high as $2,000. So all in all, that's good value for money. And this will be another legendary record-setting game. No doubt about it. The thirst for Conor McGregor is still there. Las Vegas is going to go insane. Michael Chandler is going to have an insane amount of pressure on him because he's been away from the sport for a while and he's been waiting for this moment. But Conor McGregor, will he feel pressure? There's no pressure on his shoulders. He shows up, he has a go, he has some fun. Win or lose, it doesn't matter a goddamn thing. But will that be part of the reason why he doesn't perform as well? We just don't know. There's a lot of ways to slice this. The reality is, we just don't know. We don't know how hard he's pushing himself. But I'll tell you something. You can't underestimate the man. In all fairness to him, anyone that's good enough to become a 2-weight division champion of the world, to do what he did in the UFC, to come out here, to arrive on the scene, to state his case, to say that I'm not here to take part,
I'm here to take over.
and then to actually go and do it. You can't underestimate a man like that. But still, there it is. A little bit late to the party, but Michael Chandler says he's the better man. He's the better fighter. He's got the bigger weapons. What do you think? Let me know. Subscribe, ring the bell, leave some comments. Thank you for watching. Take care.